everyone, welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel. Today, I'm excited to share a comprehensive 8-week roadmap that will take you from a complete beginner to someone who is ready to dive into generative AI. If you have ever wondered how AI creates realistic images, music, or text, then this roadmap is perfect for you. So basically, generative AI refers to a branch of artificial intelligence that can create new content, whether it's image, music, text, or even video. So unlike traditional AI, which focuses on identifying patterns and making predictions based on existing data, generative AI uses models like generative adversarial networks and variational autoencoders to generate entirely new content. So these models learn from large data sets and produce creative outputs that mimic the patterns, styles, and structure they were trained on. So in this video, we will break down the learning process step by step so that by the end, you'll know exactly how to get started on your AI journey.
Craving a career upgrade? Subscribe, like, and comment below. Dive into the link in the description to fast-track your ambitions. Whether you're making a switch or aiming higher, Simplilearn has your back.
So before that, if you're interested to make a career in machine learning and AI, unlock your potential in AI and machine learning with Simplilearn's professional certificate course in generative AI and machine learning in collaboration with IIT Kanpur. Designed for aspiring AI professionals, this program offers hands-on experience with machine learning algorithms, deep learning, and NLP, guided by industry experts and IIT Kanpur faculty. Gain essential AI skills through interactive live classes, self-paced videos, and network with a community of learners and professionals. Enroll now to take the first step towards your future. You can find the course link in the description box and pinned comments. So let's get started. Alright, so in the first 2 weeks, we'll focus on building a strong foundation. Whether you're starting from scratch or brushing up on the basics, this phase is all about learning the essentials that you'll rely on throughout your AI journey. And the first thing we need to talk about is Python programming. Python is the backbone of artificial intelligence. It's the language most widely used in AI because of its simplicity and powerful libraries. So if you're new to coding, Python is a great place to start. So in these 2 weeks, you'll want to get comfortable with its syntax and structure. Python's readability is what makes it ideal for beginners. So you'll be working with variables, data types, and loops, the building blocks of programming. For example, you'll use loops to repeat tasks, which is super helpful when dealing with large data sets, a common scenario in AI. Another key concept is functions. Think of them like recipes. Once you define a function, you can reuse it without rewriting the same code. This keeps your code clean and efficient. Next, we move on to the math. Now, I know math can feel intimidating, but don't worry. AI doesn't require deep math knowledge for beginners, just the basics to get started. 2 areas to focus on are linear algebra and calculus. Linear algebra is essential because data in AI is represented as matrices, essentially grids of numbers. So these matrices hold the data that we feed into AI models. For example, an image is nothing more than a matrix of pixel values. Understanding how to manipulate these matrices, like how to multiply them, add them, and transform them, is crucial when training models. Then there's calculus, particularly derivatives. In machine learning, derivatives help us optimize models. When training an AI, we want to minimize errors, and derivatives are what guide the model in the right direction, making it better at predictions or generating content over time. Think of derivatives as the compass that points towards the best possible solution. Now with Python and some basic math under your belt, it's time to introduce machine learning. So machine learning is a type of AI that learns from data, improving its predictions or classifications as it processes more information. So in these 2 weeks, we'll focus on understanding key concepts that form the basis of how AI learns. Now let's start by breaking down the 2 main types of machine learning, which is supervised and unsupervised machine learning. In supervised learning, the AI is trained using labeled data. Think of it like teaching a kid to recognize animals. You show it pictures of cats and dogs, labeling each one so it learns to identify them on its own. This method is common when you already know the outcome you want. Now, unsupervised learning is a little different. It works with data that isn't labeled. Instead, the AI tries to find the pattern on its own, like grouping similar items together. A good example of this is market segmentation, where AI groups customers with similar behavior without being told in advance what those groups are. So in machine learning, we also use algorithms like linear regression, which predicts a continuous outcome, or decision trees, which are like flowcharts that splits data on specific criteria to make decisions. So learning these fundamentals is crucial because these algorithms are the stepping stones towards more complex AI systems. Now, as you start diving into actual machine learning projects, you will need a deep learning framework to help you build and train your models. So two of the most popular frameworks are TensorFlow and PyTorch. So these frameworks are powerful tools that provide pre-built libraries for building neural networks and other AI models. The idea here is to make it easier for you to implement complex algorithms without having to code everything from scratch. So TensorFlow is known for its flexibility and scalability, making it ideal for production-level projects, while PyTorch is often praised for its simplicity and ease of debugging, making it great for research and experimentation. Now, with a basic understanding of machine learning, you are ready to dive into deep learning. This is where AI really starts to shine. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning, and it uses structures called neural networks to mimic how the human brain processes information. So at the heart of deep learning are neural networks. Think of these networks as a series of interconnected layers, with each layer processing data and passing it on to the next. It starts with an input layer where the data first enters the network, followed by the hidden layers, and finally the output layer, which gives us the prediction or result. So in each hidden layer, the network learns to recognize increasingly complex patterns. The process is similar to how human brain works, where neurons fire in response to stimuli, gradually learning and refining their understanding. The goal of training a neural network is to adjust its connections or weights so that it produces accurate results. Neural networks come in different flavors, and depending on the task, you'll use specialized types like CNNs, which are convolutional neural networks. So CNNs are designed specifically for analyzing visual data like images or videos. They are used in tasks like image recognition, where the network learns to identify features like edges, textures, and shapes, eventually recognizing entire objects like cars, animals, or even faces. CNN works by applying filters to the image data, breaking it down into smaller, more manageable pieces, and recognizing patterns that are critical for tasks like image classification. Now, on the other hand, RNNs are used for processing sequential data, such as text or time series data. They have a unique structure that allows them to remember information from previous input, which is key for tasks like language translation or speech recognition. In RNNs, the network retains information from earlier in the sequence, making it ideal for understanding context over time. And now the final stage of your 8-week journey, generative AI. This is where AI becomes creative, generating new data like realistic images, videos, music, or even text. So these last 2 weeks are dedicated to understanding and working with generative AI models. So there are two main types of generative models you'll want to explore: generative adversarial networks or GANs and variational autoencoders or VAEs. So let's start with GANs. It consists of two neural networks that play a game with each other. One network, called the generator, creates fake data like images. The second network, the discriminator, tries to figure out which images are real and which are fake. Over time, the generator gets better at producing realistic images because it's constantly being trained by the discriminator's feedback. GANs are responsible for much of the groundbreaking work in AI-generated art, deepfakes, and even game design. Now, VAEs, on the other hand, compress data into a simpler form and then try to reconstruct it. This process helps the model learn how to generate new, unique outputs based on the patterns it has learned from the data. So they are great for generating variations of data like new phases or styles of artwork that doesn't exist but still resemble the input data. Both models are incredibly powerful and open up exciting possibilities for creative AI projects. So that's your complete generative AI roadmap for beginners. By following this step-by-step guide, you will build a solid foundation in Python, machine learning, deep learning, and generative models. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop any questions or thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.